Are you tired of feeling overwhelmed by the news, stressed by your daily life, and powerless against the chaos of the world? What if the secret to peace and resilience wasn't about changing the world, but about changing your relationship with it? Welcome to the Self-Mastery Library. In this single video, you are about to hear the complete, unabridged narration of our audiobook, Control What You Can, a Stoic Guide to Inner Peace. For your convenience, we have included a full table of contents with timestamps in the description below, so you can easily navigate to any chapter you wish to revisit. If you're ready to build your inner fortress and find the freedom that lies within, take a moment to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our future audiobooks and guides. Now, settle in and let's begin. There's a feeling that has become the background noise of modern life. It's a low-grade hum of anxiety, a sense of being perpetually off balance. It's the feeling you get when you scroll through the morning's headlines, a mix of outrage, helplessness, and fear. We feel like we're adrift in a storm, tossed by waves we cannot control. Why is that? It's because we have lost our anchor. 2,000 years ago, a group of thinkers in ancient Greece and Rome confronted a world just as chaotic as our own. They were practical psychologists, and their philosophy, Stoicism, was a real-world operating system for thriving in high-stress environments. They found an anchor, and the chain of that anchor was forged from a single, powerful question: is this within my control? This book is a journey into that question. We are going to explore how this simple idea can be used to build an inner fortress, a citadel of the mind that remains calm and resilient no matter what storms are raging on the outside. But this isn't just a book of philosophy, it's a practical training manual. It starts right now, with what I call the 1-minute triage. The next time you feel that familiar hum of anxiety, pause for 60 seconds. In your mind, create 2 columns. In the first, list everything about the situation that you can directly control. Your thoughts, your actions, the words you choose. In the second, list everything you cannot. The outcome, the past, other people's opinions. Just label it. See it clearly. This simple act of triage is the first step. It is the moment you stop being tossed by the waves and start learning how to steer your own ship. Welcome to the journey. Some things are up to us, and some things are not up to us. Epictetus.
You control your training, your bow, your stance, your breath, but the second that arrow leaves the string, you control nothing. A gust of wind might push it wide. The Stoics loved this metaphor because it so perfectly illustrates their most fundamental idea, the dichotomy of control. Most of our anxiety comes from trying to control things that are not up to us. The first step to a good life is to draw a very clear, very bright line. What is in your circle of control? Your judgments, your actions, your character. In short, your inner world. That's it. What is outside the circle? Everything else. Your body, your reputation, your property, the actions of others. This realization isn't about apathy. It is about precision. It is about focusing your power where it can actually have an effect. We do this by internalizing our goals. The unskilled archer's goal is to hit the target. His peace of mind is dependent on an external outcome. The Stoic archer's goal is different. His goal is to execute the perfect shot. That is entirely within his circle of control. If he does that, he has succeeded, regardless of where the arrow lands.
This brings us to our simple, powerful exercise, the circle drawing exercise. Take out a piece of paper. Draw a large circle. Think about something that is currently causing you stress. Inside the circle, write down every single aspect of that situation that you have direct control over. Your effort, your attitude, your next action. Outside the circle, write down everything else. The outcome, how other people will react, the past mistakes. Now look at that page. All of your power should be directed at the words inside that circle. The words outside, you must practice letting them go. This is a lifelong practice, and your job is to gently but firmly guide your attention back to where your power truly lies.
The mind is a citadel. You can retreat to it and be free. Building your inner citadel is the practice of fortifying the space of your choices and judgments so that it becomes invulnerable to the chaos of the external world. The point is not to prevent arrows from being fired at you. The point is to create a space where those arrows cannot harm your true self. The Stoics made a critical distinction between an event and our judgment about the event. The event itself is neutral. What gives it power to harm us is our judgment. Epictetus said it best. It is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about things. This is the secret gate to the inner citadel, the space between an event and your reaction to it. And in that space lies your freedom. The untrained mind closes this gap instantly. The Stoic, through practice, learns to widen this gap. An event happens. Instead of a reflexive judgment, they pause. They step back into their citadel. This is the art of what the Stoics called assent. When a thought comes to you, you don't have to automatically agree with it. You can examine it. Is it true? Is it helpful? You can choose to assent only to rational, objective judgments. This brings us to our practical exercise. For the next week, whenever you experience a strong negative emotion, write down 3 things. 1. The event. Describe the objective fact. Not, my partner insulted me, but my partner said the words, "You're not listening." 2. Your automatic judgment. Write the immediate, catastrophic story you told yourself. 3. The rational reframe. Step back into your citadel and write a more objective, rational, and helpful interpretation. For example, my partner is feeling unheard right now. This is a signal that I need to focus and listen more carefully. This is not about lying to yourself. It is about fighting for accuracy, laying one rational thought on top of another, until the walls of your inner citadel are so high and so strong that no external event can ever breach them. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. The Stoics knew that life is unpredictable, so they had specific mental exercises they performed daily to prepare themselves for adversity. Today, we're going to look at 2 of the most powerful, memento mori and premeditatio malorum. Memento mori means remember you must die. It sounds morbid, but the Stoics saw it as the ultimate source of perspective. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." It was a tool to cut through the trivialities of daily life and focus on what truly matters. It is an injunction to live with urgency and purpose. The second tool is premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. While modern self-help tells you to only visualize success, the Stoics did the opposite. Every morning, they would imagine things that could go wrong. The purpose was threefold. First, it was a psychological vaccine, building your resilience. Second, it's a reminder of what is and is not in your control. Third, and most beautifully, it is a profound engine of gratitude. After imagining your career collapsing, you open your eyes to the reality that it is intact. The relief and gratitude are immense. This brings us to our practical exercise, the Daily Stoic Preview. For the next week, when you wake up, take just 2 minutes. First, contemplate your own mortality. Say the words memento mori to yourself. Feel the urgency and gratitude this brings. Second, walk through the day ahead. Practice premeditatio malorum. Imagine things going wrong, and as you see them, rehearse your chosen, virtuous response. Then, finally, open your eyes and be grateful for the reality that these misfortunes have not yet happened. You are prepared, you are grateful, and you are ready to face whatever fortune sends your way. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. When the explorer Shackleton's ship was crushed by ice in Antarctica, stranding his crew, he did not despair. His focus immediately shifted to the single question that mattered: what do we do now? This is the essence of the Stoic principle that the obstacle is the way. The challenge you are facing is not an interruption to your life, it is your life. It is the training ground for your virtue. When you face adversity, you can see it as a misfortune, which leads to despair. Or you can see it as an opportunity to practice a specific virtue. Is someone treating you unfairly? This is your opportunity to practice justice and patience. Have you suffered a financial loss? This is your opportunity to practice moderation and resilience. The obstacle itself reveals the virtue required to overcome it. Shackleton's obstacle became the way for unbelievable courage and ingenuity. This mindset changes everything. It turns every problem into a purpose. It transforms you from a victim of circumstance into an agent of your own character. This brings us to our practical exercise, the obstacle journal. For the next month, every time you face a significant setback, write about it using 3 prompts. 1. The obstacle. Describe the situation objectively. 2. The virtue. Ask yourself, what virtue is this situation giving me an opportunity to practice? Be specific. Is it patience, humility, creativity? 3. The action. Based on the virtue, what is your next productive action that is within your circle of control? By doing this consistently, you will retrain your brain. You will stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, how can I use this? Don't seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happen the way it happens. Then you will be happy. Epictetus. There is a concept in Stoicism that is perhaps the most challenging and yet the most liberating. Amor fati. It translates to a love of one's fate. Not just an acceptance, a love. A passionate, joyful, and wholehearted embrace of everything that happens in your life. The good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly. Loving it all as if you had chosen it yourself. How can we love a painful diagnosis? It is not about pretending that painful things aren't painful. It is about choosing to believe that everything that happens is a necessary part of your path. If you truly believe that any obstacle can be the way to practice virtue, then it logically follows that whatever happens is an opportunity. Whatever happens is a gift. Imagine your life is a story. You cannot rip out the difficult chapters. Without them, the story would lose its meaning. Amor fati is about loving the entire story, even the parts that are hard to read. This is the ultimate freedom. When you can genuinely say, I love this, to whatever life throws at you, you become untouchable. This brings us to our exercise, the narrative reframe. Choose a past event from your life that you still view as negative, a failure, a rejection, a hardship. First, write down the story of that event as you normally tell it. Second, and this is the crucial part, write the story again. But this time, your task is to write it as if this event was the single most important and positive catalyst that ever happened to you. How did that failure teach you a lesson you desperately needed? How did that rejection push you onto a better path? You are not allowed to lie. You must find the genuine seeds of good that came from that event and build your new narrative around them. This is not about denying pain. It is about finding purpose in it. It is the art of loving what is. Say to yourself in the early morning, I shall meet today ungrateful, violent, treacherous, envious, uncharitable men. If there is one thing that consistently tests our Stoic practice, it's other people. The Stoic approach is a blend of empathy and personal responsibility. It starts with an insight from Marcus Aurelius, who reminded himself he would meet difficult people, and then said, all this has come to them because of their ignorance of what is good and evil. This is the key. When people act badly, it is not because they are evil. It is because they are mistaken. Their bad behavior is a symptom of their own inner suffering. This is not an excuse. It is an explanation that allows for empathy rather than anger. The second part is a firm return to the circle of control. You cannot control their actions. Your primary duty is to ensure their mistaken behavior does not cause you to betray your own character. Your reputation is outside your circle. Your integrity is inside it. Protect your integrity. The third piece is social duty. The Stoics believed we were made to work together. We should strive to be a source of calm and reason, acting with virtue for its own sake, not because of who they are, but because of who we are. This brings us to our practical exercise, the empathetic reversal. For the next week, whenever you find yourself in a conflict with someone, pause. Force yourself to step into their shoes. Ask yourself 3 questions from their perspective. 1. What might this person be afraid of right now? Negative behaviors almost always stem from fear. 2. What mistaken belief might be driving their behavior? 3. How can I respond to this situation with virtue, regardless of their behavior? This is not about being a doormat. It is about choosing your response from a place of wisdom and strength. It allows you to see other people not as obstacles to your peace, but as training partners for your Stoic practice. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Seneca. Stoicism is not just a philosophy of defense. It is a profoundly positive and joyful philosophy of action. The Stoic definition of joy, or eudaimonia, is the profound sense of satisfaction that comes from one thing and one thing only, acting with virtue. This is a radical idea. It means the source of joy is not outside of you. It is entirely within your circle of control. You can experience the highest form of human flourishing right now by choosing to act with courage, justice, moderation, and wisdom. This is the seed of joy. Your character, your actions. Everything else is just weather. The second great seed of joy is gratitude. Seneca said, "No person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have, and to cheerfully put to good use what they do have." Gratitude is the antidote to the poison of desire. A mind focused on gratitude has no room for envy or self-pity. The Stoic evening reflection. Before you go to sleep each night, take 5 minutes with a journal and answer 3 simple questions. 1. What virtuous act did I perform today? It can be small. Acknowledge it and feel the quiet satisfaction. 2. What did I learn today? This turns every day, even the bad ones, into a source of wisdom. 3. What am I grateful for today? List at least 3 specific things. This simple practice retrains your brain to look for the good. You are actively planting the seeds of joy, and with daily attention, they will grow into an unshakable sense of well-being that no external circumstance can ever take away. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus. Philosophy, for the Stoics, was not something to be merely understood. It was something to be lived. The final step is to weave these concepts into the fabric of your life. This is about building your own daily Stoic practice. A true practice is a consistent, deliberate effort, especially on the days you don't feel like it. It's training for your mind. A daily practice is built around 3 key moments: the morning, the day itself, and the evening. The morning. Prepare for the day. Take a few minutes for yourself. First, the daily Stoic preview. Practice memento mori and premeditatio malorum. Second, set your intention. Your goal is to live this day with virtue. The daytime. Live your philosophy. This is a continuous state of mindfulness. The key is to create triggers for yourself. Put a coin in your pocket. Every time you touch it, it's a reminder to ask, am I in my circle of control? Am I acting with virtue? The evening. Review and reflect. The day ends with your Stoic evening reflection. Take 5 minutes with your journal to answer the 3 questions. What virtuous act did I perform? What did I learn? What am I grateful for? This brings us to our final and most important actionable takeaway. Build your practice. Right now, decide what your initial daily practice will look like. Keep it incredibly simple.
Maybe it's just the 2-minute morning preview and the 5-minute evening journal. 7 minutes a day. Write it down. Commit to it for the next 30 days. Don't worry about being perfect. The important thing is to just begin again the next day. Philosophy is not a destination, it is a path. It is the daily act of walking that path that changes you.
And so we arrive at the end of our journey together. Or perhaps it is the true beginning. Think back to the person you were when you first pressed play on this audiobook, feeling adrift in a storm. Look at where you are now. You have learned to draw a line in the sand between what is yours and what is not. You have fortified the citadel of your own mind. You have robbed death and misfortune of their terror. You have discovered the secret of turning any obstacle into your path forward. You have touched the divine fire of amor fati. You have learned to see others not as enemies, but as mistaken allies. You have found the true source of joy in virtue and gratitude, and you have forged it all into a daily practice. The goal of Stoicism is not to feel nothing. The goal is not to suppress your emotions, but to not be a slave to them. You will still feel flashes of anger, sadness, and grief. The difference is that these feelings will no longer hijack your reason. They will be visitors in your mind, not the masters of it. The peace you seek is not out there. It is not in a different job or a different set of circumstances. It was and always will be within you. It is forged in your choices and protected by your reason. The storm will always be there, but you now have your anchor. You have everything you need.
Thank you for listening to Control What You Can. We have a question for you, and we would be honored to read your thoughts in the comments below. What is the single most important lesson you are taking away from this book, and how will you apply it to your life starting today? Your engagement helps this work reach others who may be searching for this message. If you found value in this audiobook, please give this video a like and subscribe to the Self-Mastery Library for more life-changing audiobooks. Stay strong, stay focused, and control what you can.